OTAs are officially underway. It's been 2 weeks since they've started, and there are a couple standout players that the Raiders have been showcasing that are turning heads in OTAs. I'm going to talk about 4 players specifically, why I think these 4 players having big years for us would go a long way for us to make the playoffs. This information that I've got is mainly based off of an article on Just Blog Baby. Go check them out. I'm sure you've heard of them. Go read that article if you want more in-depth analysis. I'm just going to give my take on if these guys can actually be something, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about OTAs. Hey, before this video starts, I want you to just consider this. Subscribe. I don't usually ask for this kind of thing because if you like the video, you're going to subscribe. And if you haven't seen me yet, then maybe this is, you're new. But look, I have a goal in mind. We just hit 6,000 subs. We're growing rapidly. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers before kickoff week 1, 2024. Can we do that? Me and you. If you like what you see, just consider hitting that sub button. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. You won't be disappointed. Let's get to 10K. Let's run this thing to the moon. The first player who seems to be turning heads in a positive way is none other than tight end Michael Mayer. Yes, not Brock Bowers, although Brock has shown some flashes, and I'm excited to have him in the offense. Obviously, you know that. But Michael Mayer, he came out recently and said last year kind of sucked because of certain people that were still in the building. And this year, it's been more free and easy. And I like that Brock is here to push me, but also to open up some holes for me to catch some footballs. And Michael Mayer having a big second season is something on the bingo card that we definitely need to check off. Because like I said, we can run 12 personnel and have 2 tight ends, but the only way you can be successful with playing 2 tight ends is if both of them are very good. And Brock, we all know, is going to be very good. How good is Michael Mayer? Well, the second half of last season, after Josh McDaniels left, he played very, very well. I actually made a bold prediction before last year started that Michael Mayer would have more touchdowns than Darren Waller. I thought it was going to be like 7 touchdowns versus 5 touchdowns. It ended up being 2 touchdowns versus 1 touchdown, and Michael Mayer did have more touchdowns than Darren Waller, which was absolutely hilarious. I wish Darren nothing but the best. I think he's going through some tough times, and I love him, and I love him still. But this isn't a Giants video, it's a Raiders video. So Michael Mayer having a big second season and turning heads in OTAs is absolutely huge for us. Michael Mayer is sneaky the key to the Raiders' success going forward. If he can be the baby Gronkowski to the baby Hernandez, which is Brock Bowers, this can unlock so many levels. This could hide the potential problems we have at quarterback if Aiden or Gardner don't play well this year. I don't expect them not to play well, but if they don't, we can still win a lot of football games because the 12 personnel system that we will be running can be maximum efficiency, maximum scoring. And our run game could be great too because Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers can both block. So instead of just hitting people with play action, we could just pound the ball with Zamir and Alexander and run the football to the best of our ability with Michael Mayer playing at that level we thought he could play. Rookie tight ends usually don't have great seasons. Sam LaPorta is kind of an outlier. It took a little bit for these guys like Travis Kelce and Darren Waller to make big impacts. And now Michael Mayer turning heads in OTAs, showing that he is just as dynamic as Brock Bowers, could be huge for us. The second person, maybe a more important person to be good, and he's also been showing some flashes of really good football, is Thayer Mumford. Everyone was saying we need to pick up a right tackle, and we drafted a guard, and we did draft a tackle, but it wasn't as high as people thought. People thought we were going to take a right tackle in the first round. And AP came out in the press conference and said, everyone said we need a right tackle, we need a right tackle. Thayer Mumford is still in the building, guys. And last year, he did okay. And there's reason to believe that he can be better with a full season at the right tackle position, with reps and with a better offseason training program and with better coaching in there. I think Thayer Mumford can take the next step to be the right tackle. And if we have him at right tackle, I think our offensive line is set, especially with JPJ. Apparently he had a minor injury in OTAs. I think he'll probably be ready for week 1. I don't expect a minor injury to last that long, to be honest with you. It just sucks that he's not going to get a lot of reps, which is something bad that happened in OTAs. But with JPJ solidifying the interior, right? We got our center. We got Colton Miller. We just need that right tackle. And now we don't need it to be a great right tackle because our quarterback isn't left-handed like we might thought he'd be. So now you've got Michael Mayer playing a lot better and Thayer Mumford taking that next step to solidify the right tackle spot. The third person who is making some people think ask a lot about the running back position is Dylan ALLaBorde. Is that how you say his last name? Because I haven't been bothered to look it up once, and every time I say it, I think I'm saying it wrong, but nobody's commented otherwise, so I'm going to keep saying ALLaBorde until you guys tell me I'm an idiot, which you guys like to do. The words Christian McCaffrey have been thrown around. Now, is that just because he's a white guy who wears number 23? Maybe. But apparently, he's making plays. He's explosive. He's giving it his all. He's energetic. He's loud. He's a dog. And when AP and Tom Telesco called him, I knew that guy's a Raider. The way he was speaking, he was like, let's go. Come on, coach. I'm a dog. I got you. I'm going to make plays. And I believe him. Man. He's a small school, low Division I athlete. He's a scrappy little white dude. He's got to be barking like a dog to get all the reps that he can. I think he's going to play a lot on special teams. I don't know if he's going to return kicks and punts, but he's going to be out there trying to make tackles, trying to make plays, and he could be a sneaky little weapon in the Luke Getsy system to come in and just keep an eye on, because when he comes in, people are going to be like, that guy might get the ball, and even if he doesn't, that's going to be good. It's going to cause a little misdirection, a little diversion. Dylan ALLaBorde taking a big first step his rookie season, making some noise. Imagine if he becomes the RB2 and it's Zamir and ALLaBorde, a little fire and ice, a little thunder and lightning, if you will, a little Darren McFadden, Michael Bush. There's a reference for you. So right now we have Michael Mayer, Thayer Mumford, Dylan ALLaBorde. Still don't know if that's how you say his last name. Those three guys have been talked about, and those three guys are super important. I said everyone is more important than the last one, but this one right here is probably the most important, and that is Tyree Wilson. Apparently, he looks lean, he looks mean, he looks aggressive, but most importantly, he is throwing himself into the technique of being an every down pass rusher. And I would just like you to close your eyes and imagine, if you will, a scenario in which the defensive line is Wilkins, Crosby, Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Kuntz. And if Tyree Wilson can lift his ability to be just as good as Malcolm Kuntz, that's a lot of sacks out of 4 people. That didn't sound right, but you know what I'm trying to say. Tyree Wilson has impressed in the role that he's taking under the wings of Wilkins and Kuntz and Crosby, and he's also being vocal for those other rookies, and he looks huge, and he looks fast, and he looks imposing. Can he figure it all out? Because AP has assured us that last year we saw flashes of what he could be, and he was hurt all training camp and OTAs last year, and he was thrust into a system that he wasn't fully prepared for, and now that he's had some time to rest up and he's seen the speed of NFL games and he knows what it's like to go up against all-pro right and left tackles and to get some sacks, and he sees how Max Crosby and Wilkins work, and Kuntz for that matter. If he could put it all together, we will have the best offensive line, scratch that, we will have the best defensive line in the National Football League. And those type of teams can win Super Bowls even with subpar quarterback play. I don't know if our quarterback play is going to be subpar. I'm just saying, if it happens to be not great, our defensive line can more than make up for the offensive deficiencies. So you have Michael Mayer, Thayer Mumford, Dylan ALLaBorde, and Tyree Wilson all turning heads this season so far, 2 weeks into OTAs. Comment below, let me know, what do you think about that? Have you heard about some other guys have been showing flashes? Do you like this? Do you not believe it? Are you a wait and see type guy? I personally am a wait and see type guy, but there's nothing wrong with talking about it and discussing it. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. You get Discord access, exclusive content, early access to videos like this one's going to be posted way early in advance, and your name at the end of the credits. If you can't do that, please be sure to drop likes, drop comments, and subscribe. Please subscribe. We're almost at 7,000. Let's get to 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to 10,000 before the season starts. Could you imagine we get to 10,000 subs before the season starts? Let's go. Run this thing up. Please be sure to subscribe. It's free after on the charges to you. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.